It is looking like hundreds of kids in Powell will have to switch schools coming soon, folks. Thanks for joining us for WVLT News at 10 o'clock. I am Jared Austin. Knox County Board of Education approving a controversial rezoning plan tonight. Under the plan, 300 students at Powell Elementary will be rezoned to different schools. This could be Amherst, Bricky McLeod, or Carnes. The transition would take place starting in the fall of 2027. Now, however, families could choose to transfer next school year. There's also a grandfather option, which would allow students to stay at Powell until they graduate the 5th or 8th grade, as long as parents provide their own transportation. The proposal didn't pass without some concern from parents, though. Some believe the community wasn't given enough time to give feedback, and the vote should have been delayed. But board member Christie says this is necessary as Powell Elementary is at overcapacity and they continue to grow. She added this proposal would have been less generous if they didn't vote on it now.
Inevitably, we're going to end up with the same answer, but it's not going to be as desirable as this one is, as far as the options that we're giving families.
Rezoning is one of the most disruptive tools a school district can use, and it moves children away from established school communities, separates neighborhoods, and changes the stability and families depend on when choosing where to live and raise their children.
The plan passed with a 5-2 vote tonight. 2 board members did abstain from voting.